Okay, welcome guys to the next Blender tutorial. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of a lighting trick. So basically all we're going to need, I just want to show you some great lighting that you can do that I saw. So we're just going to take the default cube right here and we're going to make essentially a corridor. So just make it as big as a corridor would be, kind of thing. We're just going to go ahead and position the camera roughly at the end of this. So just offset your camera just a little bit by pressing shift. So this is going to be this nice little corridor that we're walking down, I guess. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go to align view, camera with aligned view. I'm just going to pull this back just slightly. Oops. Come on. That should not be doing that way, but G. Come on. Okay, let's try R. No. Okay. Oh, there we go. It must be an angle. Let's press G again. I'm just going to rotate this up. Just press G to bring it up just a little bit so you kind of off center, but you're off center as well. Going up and down. So I'm just going to split this so you guys can see what's going on. Make sure that your engine is on cycles. Just going to pull this forward a little bit. So yeah, if you don't know why that is, just go to render. It's like the little back camera logo in the side. Want to go cycles. So within this corridor, we don't want this light. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go add. Kota! Sorry, my dog's trying to get into the room. He's figured out how to use door handles. I've just heard it click. He has successfully opened the door, but he's not successfully pushed it open just yet. So let's see whether we can get this. So we're going to put cylinder, scale upwards, just scale that right there, just bring it down. We're going to go rotate 90 degrees, and this is going to be the light within the corridor. So we're just going to push this upwards, scale down, so it's going to be like kind of strip lighting, if you will. Bring it forward. Now what I want to do is go to materials, click new, principal BSDF, let's go to emission. Now when we go to render, you'll see that we've got the lighting just coming down onto the corridor right here. I'm just going to elongate this corridor just slightly. Press G and then I'm going to move it so it just sits behind here. Now you'll notice that it's grey at the end. Now the reason why it's grey at the end is because the camera sees 100 meters to begin with. So what you want to do, go to the camera settings right here, the data settings. You want to go to the end settings, it's where clip starts is in lens, and just mosey it on a little bit further down. So now we don't have that grey, we have kind of like a white blob. That's the end of the corridor. So now when we render, we just see darkness. So with this lighting trick, what we want to do, I'm just going to go X right here so we can see on the inside. So we have the lighting that's right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Shift D. If you press -10, it'll go 10 parts apart, so to speak. If you go Shift D and then press -10 on the number pad, you've got this. So we're going to go all the way down the corridor, but I want to see how these react to begin with. To be honest with you, I could put them a little bit further apart, I think. I think it would look better. Maybe 20 apart. Yeah, you know what, I'm going to change that. So if we just backtrack just slightly so we've got one of them. I'm also going to move this light upwards as well. that, and I'm gonna scale it up and then just bring it back in again so it's a bigger tube. So instead of 10, we're gonna go Shift D and then minus 20, and then press enter. I think that's a much better effect. It's a little bit further apart as well. So Shift D, minus 20, click, and then we go Shift D, again, same axis, minus 20, enter, and then we could do this again, minus 20, oops, not minus 50, minus 20. See how that one looks? It's kind of like this dark, ominous corridor going all the way down. So yeah, I'm going to go Shift, minus 20, Shift D, minus 20, and then Shift D, minus 20, and I'm going to leave the end one because I don't want it to just quite reach the end. I don't want the end to be seen. So this is what we should have. So to make this a little bit more eerie, and so that we can see a little bit further, what I'm going to do, go into the cube, edit mode, take this bottom face here, go to your materials tab, and then what we're going to do is press for new material, assign, change this to black, just click assign again just to make sure that that's gone through, go back to object mode. We should have something like this. It gives it a little bit more depth. So on these walls, what we could actually do, we could separate, let me think. So we got edit mode. If we select our top face right there, press plus, new, and we could get maybe like a kind of cream kind of colour going on, just an offset white. Oops, yeah, so roughly about there, offset white. Click assign, and then for these sides, if we go on to the shading tab, let's go with a noise and a bump node. So add noise texture, click to base, just scale that up a little bit. Then we can add a bump node, stick it in the middle. You want to go colour to height, and now you notice that it turns purple. So now what you want is the colour ramp. If many of you have been watching these, you'll know exactly where I'm going. You'll be like, it's colour ramp, it's bump, this is how you put it. But for those of you who've just joined, hi, welcome. You're probably not going to know how to do that. So depending on how deep you want this to be, depends on how you put the lighting. So I can make it a little bit lighter by moving the white. If I move the black, it'll make it darker. Also, if I take the roughness down and just pull the metallic up, we can have this kind of reflection going on. But to be honest with you, I was looking at more roughness for this project, more than anything. And a little bit of a darker corridor, I think. Maybe just a little bit of metallic, just a slight touch. We'll go back to layout. Okay, so I'm going to go to object mode again, and hopefully this should be our finished piece. So you'll notice that the lighting comes in last. You'll notice that I'm glitching all over the place. Probably. So the lighting will come in last. Don't worry about it. When you render this out, maybe we want to put another light just here. Or maybe make them just slightly brighter. Now, because you've cloned them, for those of you who don't know, if you've cloned them already, they'll be the same material type. So when you edit one, it will edit the others automatically. So if you want to split that, all you need to do is go to shading and then just duplicate it. So what I mean by this is, say if I click this light right here, we've got material 001. If you go into shading, if you press this button right here, new material, it'll actually create a clone of this material. And then you can use it individually. You just have to assign it, make sure that it's assigned within this menu right here. If you want to change the colour at all, just go to this drop down and then you can choose from the already existing colours that are on the rest of the objects that are in the scene. So let me see, we wanted another light, I would be correct in saying. You know what, I'm going to elongate this just at the back, so we've got some interference light at the back, some oh, there we go, object mode, some pollution, light pollution, as we call it. So with this one, because you've gone minus 20, you want to go just 20. So you go one way, it's a minus, you go the other way, it's a positive, so you don't need to put plus, you just put 20. So, in theory, I should have some light pollution coming in from the back as well. I would like, maybe to lighten this just a little bit. I think that's too much. Might just be too much. You could take out some lights as well, and you could put them maybe 30 meters apart, so you've got those kind of dark spots and then those light spots, kind of very contrasted piece. Or, you know, you could blow it out if you wanted to. This is blowout, so it's where it's got too much light in it. So that's a blown out piece. You can see that the computer's even struggling doing that. We don't want that, we want the opposite. Kind of a very dark, eerie corridor kind of theme. Going into nowhere. So as I said, the lighting will come in last. It's just that it's got to process everything. So it's got to put the objects on there, and then it will do all the lighting, do all the coding that it needs to do as regard to how you've put everything. So yeah, that's a little lighting tutorial for you. Yeah, it's just a very basic tutorial on how lighting is affected and how to put lights into a scene and stuff like that. So yeah, if you liked it, please follow, like, subscribe, whatever you'd like to do, really, depending on what platform this has been posted to. I'll see you in the next one.